Call for help.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest as shown. Apply pads.
The Lifeline AED is designed to be so simple to use that virtually anyone can save a life.
Apply pads. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
Shock advised. Charging. Stand clear. Press flashing shock button. Shock 1 delivered. It is safe to touch the patient. Begin CPR now.
Review the basic steps involved in actually using the Lifeline AED. Once you've determined that the victim needs treatment, start by turning the Lifeline AED on. To turn the unit on, simply press the on-off button.
Call for help. Remove pads from package in back of unit.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest as shown.
The Lifeline AED should have been stored with the pads already pre-connected and in the pad storage pouch on the back of the unit. Remove the pad package by pulling on the tab on the pouch. If the pads are not already pre-connected to the unit, connect them by inserting the pad connector into the top left corner of the AED. Remove the pads from the package by tearing along the dotted line. Follow the instructions printed on the package. Make sure the victim's chest is exposed and dry. If needed, shave the victim's chest hair. Place the pads on the victim's chest according to the diagrams on the pads.
Apply pads. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
The Lifeline AED will automatically check the pad connection to the victim and will begin to analyze the victim's heart rhythm. If the AED determines that the victim requires a shock, the unit will automatically charge and will prepare to deliver a shock. During this time, do not touch the victim.
Shock advised. Charging. Stand clear.
If a shock is required, once the AED has fully charged, the shock button will flash and the AED will instruct you to press the shock button. Press the shock button to deliver a shock.
Press flashing shock button. Shock 1 delivered. It is safe to touch the patient. Begin CPR now.
No shock advised.
The Lifeline AED will not shock a victim that does not require a shock.
For pad contact to patient, press pads firmly.
The unit automatically checks the connection of the pads to the victim and lets you know if the connection is bad. Make sure the pads are properly attached to the victim and not touching each other. If needed, reposition the pads and dry or shave the victim's chest.
Stop motion.
The unit will not analyze the victim's heart rhythm if it detects the victim is being moved. Stop motion and do not touch the victim if so instructed. The defibrillation pads are sealed in a single-use package. The package has quick-use instructions on how to use the pads. Do not open the package until the pads are required for use. The pads are connected to the Lifeline AED using the pad connector. To connect the pads to the AED, insert the connector into the slot in the upper corner of the unit. Note that the connector is designed to only go in one direction. Once connected, the pad package should be stored in the holder in the back of the unit. The pads should be stored so that the pad expiration date can easily be seen. Pads past their expiration date should be replaced as soon as possible. The pad cable should be pressed into the slot in the back of the AED. With sophisticated medical technology this simple to use, now anyone can save a life.